Hello, hello, hello. Where's my microphone? Where's my microphone? Where is my microphone? Boy, I just be all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I'm a little late. I had to do a few interviews. I only do special interviews for special people. But yo, welcome to another edition of the Uncxle Luke Show podcast. How y'all doing? Before we start the podcast off, I need to know where the hell y'all from. Get in the chat. If you're on Facebook, on my fan page, get in the chat. Let me know where you're from. If you're on Twitter, on Uncxle Luke Real One on Twitter, get in the Twitter. Go ahead. I can see Twitter now. I can see y'all. I can see y'all commenting in there. Get in the Twitter. Let me know where you're from. Hey, same thing over there on Instagram. I don't know why y'all tripping over there on Instagram because I'm Joe. Y'all live now. Y'all live now. Y'all live now on IG. But let me know where you're from. Like Uncle Al say, see, I be blessing my boys, man. Uncle Al, shouts out to Uncle Al. God bless his soul. My man, he always say, where you from? Where you at? Where you from? Where you at? Where you from? Tallahassee in the building. I see Tallahassee in the building. Miami in the building. Canesville in the building. Everybody in the building. Let me see if I'm going to send old Streeter a link. Let me see if I can get Streeter up in here, people. Let me see if I can get my man Streeter in the joint. But y'all keep letting me know where y'all from because, you know, that's how we always start the show off. We always ask people where they're from, and I like to put y'all in there because I like people to know that this show is not some local mocal show. This is an international, widespread show. Everybody in this show, they come from all over the world, and I just love when people just chime in to let people know that they are in here from everywhere, and I love it when y'all from everywhere. Hey, thank you all for making this show such a big show. When I look at the insight, my God, look at this here. What we got? What is that? What kind of Florida that is? I mean, my God, we got all kinds of people. We got Miami up in the building. You know the MIA in here. Daytona is here. Daytona, Liberty City, where you from? Liberty City, where you from? Liberty City. That's where I'm from, Liberty City, baby. That's where he from, Liberty City. One thing about Liberty City, one thing about us city folks, we stick together. City is on city. We stick together, and that's what we do. Hey, man, there it is. Hey, I'm sorry. And some of you guys, Plantation up in the building. I love it. Homestead. I love, you know, that's one of my favorites. I always figure at some point I'm going to move to Homestead. I just love it in fucking Homestead. They're going to the crib, MIA. Yep, MIA. Tallahassee in here. Yes, sir, buddy. I love Tally. I was just in Tallahassee, man. Listen, man, I went there, chill out. The hotel. What was the hotel like over there? Like a student building. Man, I bent the corner, me and my son, kids everywhere. You know, he was there for a camp for FAMU. Shouts out to FAMU. Fam, goddamn you. All right. See, y'all ain't know I'm a rattler. I'm a rattler. Hold on. We got somebody from Haiti. Haiti in the building. Oh, my God. I love it. I love it. Haiti in the building. Haiti. Listen, Haiti, if I run for office, I'm going to talk about that the other day. If I run for office, Haiti, top priority, Haiti. We're going to get some things done. Get some shit straight. You know what I mean? There it is. Rattlers in the building. I love the Rattlers. Hey, Coach Quinn. I'm going to talk about Coach Quinn later on in the show. Man, let me tell you something. I call these people Amazon. I went on Amazon, right, to order me an iPhone new thing. How about they send me a 17 package and I have a 16? You know, don't hate on me because I got a 16. Don't do it. Do not hate on me because I got a 16. I ordered a 16 thing, and they sent me a 17. I don't know what to do. And, you know, that's why I don't like dealing with Amazon. I always see the wrong thing. What's South Carolina, North Carolina, I see y'all in the building. Hey, Alabama, I see y'all. Yeah, I love it. Them people send me, look at this. They sent me this. My thing is all in bad shape. There's nowhere to be found. I mean, it's like every time I don't do good. People always say, yo, order some shit online. No, I don't like ordering online. Because when you order online, what ends up happening is they see the wrong shit. It's like going through the drive-thru. But unfortunately, with the drive-thru, you can check your bag before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Tell all your friends. Tell your friends to tune in. Uncle Luke is live right now, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all ready to get the show going? Y'all ready to get the show going? I know y'all. Look, I only keep so much shit going on. I gotta stop this. Chi-Town in the building. What's up, Chicago? What up? I just talked to my boy Levi in Chicago. Levi was telling me, hey man, them University of Miami coaches came by. They came by today. I asked them, did y'all get that shit right with all? And they were like, Levi, man, that's everything good, man. I love Mario Cristobal. Regardless of what people say on here, Mario Cristobal is a real man. He understands me. He understands my love for the University of Miami. And if he don't, which then so be it. I'm calling a spade a spade. Shouts out to Savannah, Georgia. Life is like a box of chocolate. You know, Savannah, Georgia is a very special place. You know, I travel all over the country, all over the world. You go to Savannah, I went and sat down in that seat where the guy said, life is like a box of chocolate. And you go to Savannah, and Savannah got so much history. I hope they ain't take them statues down. They have some statues of soldiers who fought in the different wars. And it blew my mind. In Savannah, they have a statue of and tell them whether I'm right or wrong. They had a statue of a Haitian soldier, a Haitian general. And they say that Haitian general came from Haiti to fight with United States soldiers to help win the war. Because, you know, listen, one thing about Haitian people, they lost the motherfucking war. Haitians don't lose wars. Them some fighting motherfuckers. They don't lose wars. That's the problem right now when it comes with Haiti and France. And France, y'all need to get Haiti their reparation. Y'all need to repair them. Haiti and France, Haiti whooped their ass. And that's why Haiti is what Haiti is today. They try to oppress Haiti and suppress them and do everything in the world to hate on Haiti. But man, that's what it is. It's a beautiful thing. But y'all need to get in your history books. People, if you get in your history books, it's very, very important that you get in the history books. But I just want to share y'all, if you ever go to Savannah, go walk down the little mall they have there. You know, you'll see there's a church there. Hopefully that church is still there. You know, MLK it's a lot of history in fucking Savannah, Georgia. I'm here to tell you, you know, there's tons of history in Savannah, Georgia. You know, but shouts out to Savannah, Georgia. I love y'all over there. You know, y'all do the great thing. Now, see the man, no lie. One thing about me, I'm a history junkie. I'm a history fucking junkie. You know, my dad and my uncle, they just sat there. They sat me down every weekend. It was like, yo, motherfucker, you will not be sitting here looking at cartoons. Cartoons is a distraction. They actually taught me how to look at the news. They say, when you look at the news, my dad and my uncle, they say, they taught me how to look at the news. They taught me how to read the newspaper. They taught me H. Rap Brown, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey Newton, D.A. Du Bois. I had to sit there weekend after weekend and understand my history because they always told me, they say, Luke, we're going to be dead and gone. You're still going to be here. You need to be able to educate your kids on the world that they live in. You are going to be like us, 60, 65 years old, trying to educating you. You're going to be the guy sitting there. Hopefully you educate your kids. And if you do good, you can educate some other people. They're not going to like what you got to say. mass majority of people are not going to like what you have to say because you're going to be so far ahead of them because most of them motherfuckers in these other houses looking at Snoopy, the Jetsons, and all that other wild shit on cartoons. But you're going to get the teaching every Sunday, every weekend. You're going to get the teaching because they're going to have invisible chains on them and not know they're going to have invisible chains on them. But you and your brothers will not have that. I said, what you mean by invisible chain? See, we were locked up, chained. We were locked up, jail, chained. You saw them, but they're going to get y'all in the mind. They're going to get y'all in the mental. They're going to put invisible chains on y'all in the mental. They're going to make it where you all, see, right now, we eat, we shop. The dollar travels in the Black community back then. Now, mind you, I'm 60-some years old. Back then, we didn't go outside of our community to eat. We didn't go outside of our community to shop. We didn't go outside of our community to dine. We didn't go outside of our community to get our haircut. We didn't go outside of our community to go to a car wash. We wasn't into, back then, they wasn't into Chanel and Prada and all that fancy shit. We were into ourselves. And so therefore the dollar transferred within the African-American community. It stayed in African-Americans, no different than the Mexicans right now, no different than the Jews right now, no different than the Hispanics right now. We ate, lived, vibed, respect amongst each other. We had our community until they put that motherfucking expressway through Overtown. And it was only Overtown. They put it through every other Black city in America because they had to do what? Separate it. Then they started busing us. See, I'm going to give y'all a history lesson before I get into the other shit that I'm going to talk about. So you can get a good idea of what type of shit I'm on. I'm on a whole different movie. So when you hear me talk, like, you're like, how the fuck they pick? Like when they were fucking with people for hip hop, I was the wrong one because I already was educated by some pros. I was educated by let me go back to this. They told me, it was like, yo, I need you to understand how to read the newspaper. I'm like, the newspaper is here. Get the newspaper, Luther. Get the fucking newspaper. We're going to start with the newspaper, then we're going to go with the news. Start with the fucking newspaper. Open up the newspaper. What do you see? Front page. I see either the Dolphins one or top front page news or either we're in, okay, open the news. Go to the local section. What's on the front page of the local section? The front page of the local section is, oh, some Black dude just robbed some other people and then robbed this one and then shot this one. Something going on with Black people doing something wrong. Now go to the national news. The national news is, oh, the Germans are doing this or the Japanese are doing this. That's the propaganda. That's what they want you to believe we're in a war with. They want you to hate them. So as I went on in life, it became the Arabs, Arabians, the Muslims. Like, what the fuck? We ain't fighting the Germans no more. You know, they got the movies, the Nazis and the Russians. Yeah. All the movies were telling you how bad the Russians were. All the movies were telling you how bad the Nazis were. All the movies, they were telling you how bad the Japanese were. All the movies and the newspaper were telling you how bad the Chinese were. It was always somebody we had a problem with. So then go to the local news. It was like, okay, look at the TV news. Here you go, TV news. What happens on the front? TV news, come on, ladies and gentlemen, in the news today. The president did this and did that against the Germans, the Chinese, the whoever the fuck it is. Then it became, all right, and locally, they showed some Black dude profiling with some dreadlocks on her. He done robbed and killed and did all kind of shit. And then what happens at the end of the news? They show how great it is to be white. Every time. They got a bed race in Coconut Grove. Oh, the white people at the mall picking tulips. Oh, it's great. So the picture that they're pushing out to the community all around the country is at the top of the news and local is how bad Black people are the worst people in the world. At the end, white people are the greatest people. And the police is going up the tree and Officer Friendly is saving the cat. He's saving a motherfucking cat in the Black community. And the only time they talk good about the Black community is in February. They was like, that is what they want everybody to believe. Not only do they want white people to believe that Black people are fucked up, they want Black people to believe that Black people are fucked up too. And then during my years, they came up with this. They did a fucked up everybody. They did this test, and that some kind of way got out where they had Black kids looking at a Black doll and a white doll. And then they did the test. They say, which doll is nice? And the Black kids picked up the white doll. The white doll is nice. Which doll is a bad person? Then the Black kids picked up the Black doll. You need to go see that. It was like, that shit some kind of how got out and it kind of slowed what they were doing down. Because Black people was like, hold the fuck on. Why are our kids, babies, thinking that Black people are fucked up and the white people are good? Amazing. So people always get in this thing of, Luke, why are you always making it about race? It's not about race when it comes to me. It's about what's real. It's not about race. It's about what's real. You know, they always question me and say, Luke, you know, I bring race into it. Yes, I do. Because we're not there. When white people can't vote for Kamala Harris, knowing that she was the right person for the job, and now where we're at right now, that was racist. When we only have 2 black head coaches in the NFL right now, that's racist. I'm sorry. When we only have, how many? Shit. I just got a call from Juwan Sider. Friedman want to meet with me. He down here. How many Black coaches we got in Power 5? Not many. Maybe 2. I mean, and you're telling me that we are not, well, you got J.D. Vance up there saying what he's saying about Black people and DEI and the president and all them. You gonna tell me it ain't about race? You got Charlie Kirk, they honoring this dude for talking all this fucked up shit about Black people. It's about race. We're still there. Are we getting better? Yes. Are we getting better? Have we came a long way? Yes, we have. Are we in a setback right now? Yes, we are. But we'll get through it. We've gotten through worse. We've gotten through slavery. But the problem is Black on Black crime. Everything is about Black on. We are attacking each other in more ways than one. That's why people say, hey man, this guy is talking about you, who you was talking about last week. That's old news. I'm not finna get in. I'm not finna sit up here and talk about this guy who I broke down to the lowest terms. We're not even going to that. Hope God bless him. Hopefully he gets some clicks off his calling my name on his podcast. So be it. I would love to sit down with him one day and brainstorm of how we could do some things for the community that he lives in, if he still lives in the community in South Florida, because that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. Now let me just go here, people. I want to thank you all for being on the show again today. I go to rambling on at the beginning about certain things because I like to try and educate people. I know most people want to know, Luke, what the fuck happened? Why did you step down? Let me just say this. Probably one of the most difficult things I've had to do in my entire coaching career is to tell some kids that I would not be their coach this year. I've been coaching since 2003. I've been coaching since 2003. Matter of fact, where's my plaque? 2003. I've been coaching since. I'm going to go get my plaque in a minute and show it to y'all. But, I mean, it was tough. kids telling you, I love you, coach, and things to be able to be in these kids' life for 22 years and to be able to see is what can you do for your people? Grown-ups, they're already setting their mind, they gone. But we go into it to save lives. We go into it, what better way? I started a youth program, Liberty City Optimist. Sam Johnson came to me and said, man, help me out with my baseball program. I said, I want to start football in Liberty City because I used to get bused all the way to Miami Beach to play football in a place where we had to be off the beach at 6 o'clock. If not, we would go to jail. And going playing organized sports in a city, Miami Beach, South Beach, where we had to be off the beach. If not, we would go to jail. That place y'all love going, oh, we going to South Beach. LeBron James, yeah, we going to take my time to South Beach. You don't know the history. So I always said when I rode that bus over there to go play organized sports, whenever I get 2 cents over my lunch money, I'm going to start a program in my own neighborhood. I'm going to take my own money and start a program, which we did. And our program, Liberty City Optimist, is still here right now today. So when my career died down, I'm going to go out and start coaching football. Career died down a little bit when I started coaching at the park. Took my team to the national championship. I said, I want to teach these kids on a very high level. I went to the University of Miami, asked Randy Shannon for some cut-up tapes. I want to coach, not how I played, but I need the new shit. So I coached a little league team, Liberty City. On that team, it was Charles Gaines Jr., who ended up getting drafted to the Cleveland Browns. It was Slim, who ended up going to West Virginia. It was Devontae Freeman, who ended up becoming the highest paid running back in the NFL. It was Darrell Estridge on that team, who ended up playing for Arizona. Then I eventually took that whole little team and sent them over to Miami Central. They were going to EDISON. Corey Bell then left, went to University of Miami to be working with Randy Shannon. So I never thought I would end up back at EDISON. So I ended up telling Lockett asked me to coach at Central. Like, yo, you got to come coach over here. Because at the time, they went over there and another coach wanted to go a different direction. Jerry Clay, shouts out to Jerry Clay, asked me, Luke, because I had them sent Jeffrey Godfrey, Brandon Gaynor, Freeman, all those guys, send them over to Central. And Coach AJ, he was the only guy that was cleared to coach after the whole scandal at Northwestern. He went over there. AJ went over there. And so what ended up happening is it was late in the year. They hired this guy, this other coach. I ain't calling his name. But eventually he wanted to go a different direction. He didn't want AJ and Telly to be over there. So Jerry Clay called me up and was like, Luke, man, we got to sit down and figure out what we're going to do. I called Jerry Clay, man, this guy want to go a different direction. So all my kids are sitting there saying, hey, coach, what we going to do? And Jerry Clay eventually changed coaches and made Telly Lockett the head coach after our conversation. Telly Lockett became the head coach. Long story short, Chris Perkins went over there. They got the band back together. AJ, we won the first state championship in the history of Miami Central. And the dynasty was formed at that moment. I ended up going to Miami Northwestern to be defensive coordinator by Billy Rowe. Billy Rowe gave me the job. On my team, I had a first-round draft pick, Baker. I had Artie Burns, first round draft pick. I had Amari Cooper. I coached all of them at Miami Northwestern. Billy Rowe did get fired. Then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Stephen Fields, who coaches at the University of Miami right now, was coach. And Stephen, I knew Stephen from Hampton. Stephen came down. I coached 1 year with him, and then I went over to Miami Northern. And at Miami Northern, I coached Bashawn Joseph, Emmett Rice. Bashawn Joseph ended up becoming middle linebacker for University of Florida. Emmett Rice became middle linebacker, started middle linebacker for Florida State. And then there was a guy named Carlton Davis who will be playing in the Super Bowl on February 8th. He was playing, at the time he was playing safety, and he cried because I told him, you need to go play corner. Now, mind you, I'm the defense coordinator over there. So we had a group of young men that went off to college, and Brown, and a whole bunch of other people. So this is my going from the park to going to coach in high school. And I'm over there, and then I ended up, wanting my own team. And I ended up for briefly going to Miami-Jackson. I went to Miami-Jackson. They said, you want to be the head coach? And at Miami-Jackson, I said, I'm going to build a program young. And I went and got a bunch of the kids from my park, around the corner, Liberty City Optimists. Kid that was on that program was Kalijah Cansey, first round draft pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers out of Pittsburgh, and a number of other kids. So everywhere I went, I had a first round draft pick because I can coach. I really coach. You know what I'm saying? And so, even with the park, I went to the high school from the park because nobody could get over the 50. Because when I do anything, I put the work in. I give the kids the information. I don't commit malpractice. I give them the information, even if I don't know something. I go to college camps. I get invited to go and sit down with the New York Giants, and I'll sit in the room like a fly to learn football because I want to be able to give kids the information so that they'll be ahead of everything and they'll understand what it takes. I'll go sit down with Jimbo Fisher before when they were allowing coaches to coach in the summer, which is something they need to bring back. Everybody, Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, shouts out to Mike. Invite, hey man, come on over here, coach the minority thing. You come over here and work with us, be a fly on the wall, learn football. We talk ball. But the most important part of it is technique. And so that's why I was able to give that information to my kids, the kids that I've coached, because they always played on a high level. I never was at I was at the West, big time school. Central wasn't big time at that moment. So all my group that I coached was always playing at a very high level. Even at Pop Warner, we went to the national championship twice with the worst team, supposed to be the worst team on the park. And those teams were coached at a very high level because one thing about our kids, if you give our kids the information, you're giving our kids a chance, whether it's academically or athletically. And I learned that. And as I learned that, I then said, how do I now do better by these kids? How do I get these kids exposed? And I learned that when I was a kid, I was a bad guy. I wasn't fucked up. I wasn't fucked up. I was like Robin Hood. I was a bad guy. I was a tough kid. All that, you name it, I was into it. Then my mom sent me to DC to stay with my brothers, and I learned how to be an entrepreneur, and then I came back. But then DC opened my eyes. They're like, oh, black people doing this shit? Black people doing this? Oh, you ain't got to do that to be here. And now I came back with all that. That's opened my mind to business and everything else. But one most important thing opened my mind to is I got to take these kids out of Miami, out of their environment, let them expose them to these colleges around the country so they can see kids that look like them. And they can then come back with a renewed faith in themselves. Like, I know where I want to go at, because most kids don't know where they want to go at. Most kids don't want to know where they go at. And the fact that you need to tell these kids you love them. So, I mean, that's why, again, going back to my decision today to leave, it's almost similar to my decision to even go to Miami EDISON. I was at Miami Northern with Coach Darryl Heidelberg, not too far from the house. I'm coaching. I got Carlton Davis going to college he went. You know, that was the day. I left the day, Miami Norland, I left the day, the signing day of Carlton Davis going to Auburn. I remember like it was yesterday. His mom came in and was like, Luke, where's he going? I was like, Mom, I don't know. I don't have anything to do with that. You got to talk to the head coach. No, I'm talking to you. If you know Carlton Davis' mama, she ain't nothing to be playing with. She was like, no, you're going to tell me. And if you're going to tell me also if you're going to stay here, because the little brother, Urshard, is here. And if you stay here, Urshard will stay here also. If not, I'm taking Urshard over here. Now, if you know Urshard, he was smaller than Carlton. And he was tougher than Carlton. He didn't want to hear that shit, but Urshard was tough. It was like Lil Smith. I coach Lil Smith. Knock himself out every time. Tough mother kid. You know, so I mean, I got these stories about these kids. So along the way, I mean, it's like you have these stories about these kids, and you know, you see them at this impressionable age. You know that it's like hitting a lottery for them to even get in college, and then super lottery if they get to the league. And so we have so many kids get to the league, and so many kids do real good in college, but they work hard like a motherfucker. So through those years, every year after the end of the year, I'm like, can I do this? Can I do it again? I'm taking away from my family. I'm taking away from my son. I'm taking away from my work because, again, you know, and that's why one of the things, you know, I fight with the guys. You know, I got an award from the coalition for being one of the guys in the beginning of it all to then help coaches in the state of Florida to get paid, because I know I got it like that. But a lot of guys, a lot of coaches in the state of Florida, you know, it's tough for them. You know, I lend my voice, my platform to them and to helping them, you know, get higher pay for coaches here in the state of Florida, get higher pay for coaches here in Miami-Dade County. And we ended up going the first because I went to the school board and said, hey, look, you need to pay these coaches, give these coaches higher pay, because working on 13 cents a day is difficult, you know, and this is for them. And so we got a unanimous vote, but because of all the union bullshit, the coaches didn't get an increase in pay, you know, because all that. And we're different. That's a whole other show we'll get into. But it's moving through the House and the Senate right now. And it's, you know, the guys from the coalition is damn near there where they're going to give coaches in the state of Florida higher pay. I mean, those little things like that along the way you work on, you know. And so I know there's a lot of coaches here in South Florida. You know, we compete, but a lot of these guys they're somewhat taken back as well of me leaving, because they assume that I'm one of the leaders of the coaching community. I'm one of the old heads that they can get on the phone and call up if they're being treated wrong, because I got a voice that I can call Craig Damon and have a conversation with him, or I could translate something from Craig Damon down to the people here. They know I can go to the school board. They know I will speak before the school board on behalf of the coaches as well as the kids. So a lot of people are kind of taken back, you know, and behind that. But like I say, leaving New Orleans and going to Edison, you know, it's like, why are you doing this? I mean, I like challenges. Edison hadn't won a game in damn near 2 years. It was bad. Field is, I mean, nobody wanted to coach there. They had no field house. The field house, you know, it was rats and roaches running around. You had to go in the building. I literally went into Miami Edison. It was the first day I went there. It was 8 players. It was me and here's the thing, gonna blow your mind. It was me and Malachi Tony, Daddy, Coach Daylon. We were the two that went to Miami Edison. He was the OC, I was the DC. We walked in the room and it was like, what the fuck? There's no players. We went and had another, well, they didn't get the message over the loudspeaker. We went the next day, it was 6 players. So we had to build a program from scratch. We had to build up everything. So coach ended up, he had to go and do something. He stopped coaching. He's at the park with the kids. He needed to do some different things, and I got to keep it going. Me and Coach Dudley, me and Coach Lou, who's now over there at Carl Gables, shots out to them. Coach Dudley and Coach Sid we've been there since day one. And those guys are hurt right now because they've been there from day one. Coach Sid, who's the head of Tacosi, and Coach Dudley. And to walk away from the program to, my thing always goes someplace I want to make it better than what it is. And I think when we look at Miami Edison, there was no locker rooms. We revitalized the field house. We redid all that. We got Miami Dolphins to come in and put lockers in there, with my help. We got Adidas to put a field out there. We probably was only public school with a turf football field stadium with scoreboard and everything. And everybody was like, hold on, they ain't win no state championships like Northwestern and Central and all that. Why the fuck do they have to play in the dirt and all that? No, that's what I do. Mind you, still running the Optimus program because, my other founder, he passed away. And so now, shit, that was in dire strait, with our beautiful board, Pierre Rutledge and Dwight Jackson and Ms. Watkins and Janine and you name it, Vice President, Brittany, Chad Johnson, baby daughter, mama, some great women at our program. And we had to bring our program out of some very financial difficulties. So I had to take that shit on at the same time of bringing the program back to where it needs to be at. Plus, on top of it, we need to get a building done for the kids. And we got that done. We got it built with Keon Hardiman. We got it built. It started off with Joe Ariola finding the money, and Joe Ariola went off, and then you had Spence Jones come in, and we started the project with her, and Keon Hardiman finished it. And then we went and redid the football fields. We renovated an entire 28-acre park, and it started off before with Commissioner Teal, and we built the small center, which we eventually turned that into the senior center building. So a 28-acre park in Liberty City, if you ride by Hadley Park right now, you would think that motherfucker belongs in Carl Gables. That's what the fuck I do. It's not, that's what I do. That's how we work hard throughout the process. But then at the same time, I'm always lending my voice to other people. You name it. Anybody call me, Martin will call me, whoever call me, you name it. I'm helping everybody out to show them what we did. Ben Hanks and everybody over at Gibson, because once I had a conversation with Joe Ariola about, we need to do something about this park when he was the city manager. He said, okay, I got $16 million for Hadley, I found, and I got $24 million I found for Gibson. I'm like, really? So then I call in Ben Hanks, and then I call in Emmanuel, and I call in Rudolph. Rudolph, Ben, we got $24 million to redo the pool, redo the stadium, redo the entire park. They was like, oh, wow. And then so, I put them down on it. That is why when you ride to South Beach, you look over there and you see the Alonzo Mourning Youth Center. Alonzo Mourning did a great job with his thing, but then you see all the other shit in that other building next to it. That's because of the work that we do. We don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. So all these 25 years or more than that, our program is 35 years strong, and right now we're flooded with kids, 700 kids on a year-round basis that's in our program, is flourishing. One of my former players came back, Coley. He's running the athletic part of it. We got Miss Yolanda, Miss Tamika, they're the directors, and Miss Eureka, the damn executive director. They're doing such a fucking great job. We have a waiting list. So then I take my ass over to Edison because I'm like, we need to make Edison, we need to do something about this. This is in our community. It's not too far from us. So I leave Norland and come over there back to my community because God told me to go there. It's like, well, what are you going there? They not won a game in 2 years. Look at the place. This shit is bad. They ain't got no players. This is like, it's horrible. Rich history in Miami Edison. Nat Moore played there. A lot of people played there. William Joseph, first round draft pick. So that's why when somebody say, you know, I know some of y'all get in your feelings when I mentioned coach. I got offended when coach said Miami Edison, some sorry ass school. I got offended because of the work that I put in Miami Edison. And when you say that to one of my former players, I take that very personal, you know. And so, but fans don't understand. That's a whole nother movie. I'm past that. I want to talk about that because of the work you put into some place. You don't want anybody to say that place is a piece of shit place because you need to respect that. And there's a lot of places, a lot of schools, a lot of areas that was hit like that need somebody to go in and do the work. And so when I went there, I think we did the work. I think we got the locker room up and running. You know, it was sewer water. But then by me being able to get on the phone and call up board member Dorothy Mendengal and being able to go in there to be able to coach, you know, and just do some great things at school and build, just get my relationship with Adidas to build a field, put a turf field down there, $2.5 million field, and put the scoreboard up and all these things, have a apparel deal. That's why I wear this. I wear this when Kanye West and all them was talking shit about it. I wear this when Alicia Keys' husband and all them were talking about boycotting this. I wear this because I know what this puts back into our community. So I don't get caught up in the bullshit of what other celebrities say because some kind of whatever dealt with them. These people right here puts a lot of money back in our community. That is why I was able to get with them and have a conversation with them about doing a big deal in Miami where you support how you support us at Miami Edison. You support all these other schools because all these other schools are getting fucked. All these you have Nike only doing taking care of 1 or 2 schools, and then everybody else is left to the side where they got to go hustle. They got to go hustle to buy uniforms, where the district only give you a budget of $25,000 for your entire athletic department. Just think about that. Each school gets up $25,000. So now you got to go figure that shit out. You got to go rob Peter, pay Paul. You got to goddamn it go and bake cookies and whatever it is. So no. Their host Dolph come to me and say, Luke, I got this deal, and what ended up happening, long story short, I told this story before. Okay, let me go talk to the executives at Adidas. Let me talk to the executives at Nike. Let me talk to the executives at Reebok, Shaq, and all of them. And we got a deal done, a major deal for Miami-Dade County, which we should be able to take to Broward, which we should be able to take to Palm Beach, which we should be able to take to Tampa, which we should be able to take to Duval and all these other metropolitan cities if they want that. This is what I do. My hip-hop platform and my platform of being politically correct, I do that. So again, going back to these kids, man, I listen, I was hurt. They hurting. I'm hurting because God has told me, you know, I had to look at everything. I can't short them because everything I do is on a very high level. I got my son in 11th grade. He's varsity baseball, his games. Everybody was like, why didn't you run last time when you said you thought about running? Couldn't do that. I got football. I got these kids. I got my child. The schedule would be crazy. No. So everybody got in their feelings why I didn't run the first time. A lot of people got in their feelings. No. The most important thing for me is KIDS and my child. So I end up saying, okay, this will be the perfect time if I decide to run. But I got to make a real serious decision. I can't coach and run at the same time because I'm going to be in a race with a whole bunch of people And I need to be able to get my ass up to Belglades, Lauderhill Lakes. I need to be able to get my ass up to Tamarack. I need to go to River Beach, and I need to be able to be amongst these people and ask these people what the issues are in their community before I can make a decision of yes or no. So I had a beautiful conversation with some of the people in the muck today, because I'm not going to run if they're okay with their congressperson. But if they're not okay with their congressperson, and there are a lot of things that's needed in these areas, that is when I'm going to run. Because the same thing that I did at Miami Edison, same thing I did at my park, is what I will do for that district. And so when I look at my kids and I have to tell my kids, I'm like, God has directed me into another Edison situation, that this is a district that's hurting. This is a district that the Congresswoman has been indicted. This is a district that needs resources and things. And with me knowing how I am, because I ain't looking for no fucking job, $160,000, I'm going to be losing money, no different than I'm losing money coaching football. But it ain't about the money. It's about serving the people and doing the right thing by the people. Some people like these, most of y'all elected officials, like they like dancing around on the goddamn videos and all that. Like Suge Knight said, they want to do all that and act like they're bigger than what they are, but they don't bring nothing back into the community. And that's why you see a lot of our communities getting our communities getting tore down, and before you know it, the rich history of it all is removed. But I had to make that decision. So I sat back and I'm sitting there like, man, it was killing me. Because I thought I was going to make this decision a month ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it ran up to right now. Luke, you got to make a decision because these kids need a coach. I got college coaches coming down here right now. Who's the next guy? I got kids. These kids need a coach. You can help the school. You could continue helping the school by being there for them. I'm not leaving the program. Like I told the alumni president, some of these idiots get on here to me, oh, Luke was in fighting with Beard and Mario and all these people, and they ran Luke out of, no, ain't nobody can run me out of no motherfucking Miami, bro. That's just haters when they say that. Because one thing about it, two things, I can show you all the damn texts from the principals, from the kids, and from the alumni president. These people are very hurt that I'm not there. So I know hate is real. I know hate is real. And that is what people do. But no, I'm so deeply entrenched in Miami-Dade County politics. Put it this way. A lot of people get elected when I endorse them because the people of the community know the work that I put in. So to think, no, it's not one motherfucker around here, especially at no university that could run me out of there. And most people from our community know where I stand. When you fuck around with one of my kids and say something, not some of these fanboys and all that, they know where I stand. They know who I am. I'm born and raised in Liberty City, 58 Terrace and 10th Avenue. They know what I'm all about. They follow my career. They know what I fought for, and they know when they call on me that I'm going to be there, Johnny on the spot. And anything I get involved in, I do it to the best of my ability. I don't maintain the damn thing. I take the damn thing to a whole nother level. And that's what I do anywhere and anything I do, anything I touch. You don't have no hip hop in the South. If my black ass told them people up north, now fuck that. We're going to do this. We're going to have hip hop in the South. Whether y'all like it or not, we'll just sell these fucking records to ourselves. And that's what we did. That is what we did. So when these guys get on here and say, oh, yeah, Luke, well, you from Miami and you shouldn't be running in Broward and in Palm Beach. And yeah, no, I represent the United States of America. I represent South Florida. I represent the state of Florida. Been there, did that, and bought the t-shirt. So again, that's one thing, people. But it goes into, it goes back to the hurt of these kids. And I say, how I have to still be there for my kids. I have to still be there for my kids. I'm gonna be there for I ain't coach going down the road. I ain't Nick Saban. Then left all the motherfucking kids. No, this is high school football. Those kids are on here. Those kids need the blessing of their coach. When it's time for me to get on the phone, I'll be sitting right at their game. If the new coach or the administration want me to be a part of, I'll be on my spare time, I'll be posted up at practice. When it's time for them to get in college, I'll be the one getting on the phone, using my Rolodex, knowing Kirby Smarts, Freeman, or whoever it may be, to help them, trying to help them assist the coach and helping them get to where they want to go at. But then the other part of it, I looked at an interview with Sarkeesian, and Sarkeesian said, these kids got bad representation. They got the college student here, representing them, and people younger than them representing them. They get messed. They're coming out, throwing out all these crazy numbers, and there's no union, there's no real agents. And so I started thinking about that too. Look, I worked with my ex. We did a good job. She did a great job with Devontae Freeman, helping him becoming the highest paid running back in the NFL. Great job with Duke Johnson, making him the 5th highest paid running back in the NFL. I mean, marketing wise, making tons of money. So we're somewhat familiar. I negotiate contracts. So I'm sitting there saying, I would just lend my services to families who are in need of helping, to help them with their transition to college football, and maybe get into a thing of helping them negotiate whatever they need to go, just to be, that's where you can help if I choose to do that. But my main focus is my businesses. I have a film business that's doing very well. I mean, y'all saw some of the projects, Freaknik and Warriors of Liberty City. We have 3 other projects that we're getting ready to do. Music business, this podcast shit that took off. The merchandising business is fucking great. And the other new projects that we're working on. But I'm looking at it saying, I have that. I got this 11th grade kid that games I need to be at, and if I'm at practice, I can't be there. And then I'm looking at this possible run for Congress. And if I run for Congress, why would you run for Congress? What can you do? Well, number one, you don't need a job. So you put the resources back. You can do some of the things that's needed in Belgrade, Pahokee. You can do some of the things that's needed in Riviera Beach. Them people in Riviera Beach, the water has been fucked up for many, many years. They damn near got a ball of water. You can do some things in Lauderhill Lakes and all that. If you do what if you do get elected and you do what you've done and all the other projects that you work, then District 20 will be the best district in the United States of America. And they all will be looking at District 20 and hating on District 20, no different than most people hate on Liberty City Optimists, our program, because we take our kids all over the world. We ride pretty buses. We don't ride yellow buses and they like, oh, they bougie over there. Yes, because all my kids are going to get the same thing that my son get. You think I'm going to short my kids? At Liberty City Optimists, we don't do that. We don't short our kids. That's why the waiting list is damn near 200-300 people. We give our kids the best of the best on top of the best. They eat, drink, live the same way my child. They go to the same amusement park my child go to. If he have his birthday party over here, our kids go over there. And that is how it's supposed to be. I don't short our kids. We go and get all the resources we need to get with the help of Commissioner Christina King and Keon Hardeman, and they bring the resources into the program. Our partnership with Adidas, partnership with Atlantis, You see the airline the Dolphin ride on? They're partners with us. They've been partners with us for years. They sponsored the entire Atlas airline. They sponsored the entire summer program. They've been doing it for years. And so we use that, the platform. We get so it's so many people that pour into it because I go there and say, look, this is what we need. But we don't do no funny business. We get at least over damn near $3-4 million a year for our program. That's why we're able to give our kids what they need to give us, the vision and the dream that I have in my mind of educating these kids and making sure they're getting the proper education, because we know mamas and daddies is working 2 and 3 jobs. And when they come to the program, they got to come to the program aftercare. And we got the top of the line teachers, and we pay them top of the line dollars to then tutor our kids. Coach Lamb goes into the schools and talk to the teachers about certain kids that's in our program. We don't fuck around. Ain't no daycare. It's aftercare. And so when they get in the car and go home, they leave home with a full stomach, because we know a lot of kids are not going home with a full stomach. I was a kid that left the park and I was hungry as fuck. And some nights when my mom worked at the beauty salon, she couldn't get back to the house, and I had to go grab me a goddamn choke sandwich, which is peanut butter and jelly, and they would say that is equivalent to a steak sandwich. Eat that shit and go to sleep. And I always say my kids would never go home like that. They'll leave our program after eating and have a full belly, and whatever food we got, we'll send that over with them to take home to their brothers and sisters. So when I look at my kids and I look at them, and I know that every year I take them around the country on bus tours. Anybody started that? I started that. Taking these kids to camps all across the country. I started that with Jeffrey Godfrey, Lil Devontae Freeman. The guy who inspired me to do that was Trooper Taylor. He's coaching over right now at Texas A&M. And everybody else followed suit, which I love it when I see other schools now putting their kids on buses, taking them on a college tour, because that opened the minds of these kids. And so my kids are hurt because they at Miami Anderson. And I love them to death. Some of the coaches over there hurt because we took the program to a highest of high, but we're going to keep the program there. And I hope that the administration get the right coach and the right people over there. And I told them whatever assistance they may need, that don't hesitate to call me. I don't go, I don't talk about what I do. I just go do it. Most people, my good friends, be mad at me. They be like, you too fucking humble. You need to let these niggas know. You need to let these motherfuckers know. You too fucking humble. You don't be saying shit. You need to let these motherfuckers know. I'm not. I just do the work. We get the work done. I can sit here all day and tell y'all all about that. But again, I stepped down because there is a possible run for me in Congress. I stepped down because I got multiple businesses that are doing very good. I stepped down because I got an 11th grader that I need to be at his games. I think I've done enough. I did a lot for everybody else's child. Now it's time for me to be there in this time for my child. You know what I'm saying? I have to get on the bus and go to the college campus, the college camps and all that. That's why you saw me at Florida A&M. I have to do all those things for my son. I'm always going to be there for the kids at Miami SSC. I think I left the place in better shape. Mr. Maycox, I remember like it was yesterday, brought me to Coach Vince's house. And Mr. Maycox, he's now working for the district. And he said, hey, man, I want you to come be the coach over there. I was like, man, you crazy. I'm like, man, y'all ain't won a game in God knows how long. You ain't got nobody over there. And Mr. Maycox kept asking me. And I eventually, God steered me in that direction. And I think we did good. I think we did. We got a number of kids and playing big-time college football right now around the country, whether it's UCF, whether it's East Carolina, whether it's you name it. Our kids all over the country playing, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, we've had a number of kids be All-American. We got kids we just sent to SMU this year, running back to Cal, Sacramento State. We got kids everywhere. And, you know, and I always look at it like that. That's what it's all about. It's not winning a state championship. It's about how many kids you get in college if you're coaching football. Because only one person can win a state championship. But how many kids you get into some institutions, the most important part of that. Oh, so I say all that to say this. Damn, I spent a whole hour talking about that. Well, I didn't want to spend a whole hour talking about that because I got a pretty big show, people. And I just want y'all to know where I'm at. You know, that's a whole lot to unpack. Coaches right now calling me up from everywhere in the world, and they asking me, you know, did I step down? Coach Freeman is looking for me. Other people are looking for me. Some people are trying to talk me into going back. But, you know, God already made that decision. And I ain't going. You know, I'm not getting on a plane, leaving to go coach in Indianapolis somewhere. I'll be right here to support the program as much as the administration and the new staff, whoever they get over there to be there, just like I'll be there to support everybody else. You know, I'll be there. But the worst part about it, look at the worst part about it. The worst part about it, now I'm not in the fucking system. I could be really a tyrant. I could be real. Boy, Craig Damon in the state is sitting up there like, oh, shit. This dude now, he's not governed under no laws of supervision where we can't suspend him for saying some shit about how we running shit. Oh, my God. You know, because when you're a coach, you can only say so many things. Some people find out you can only say so many things. Like, I can't say, oh, the ref is fucking horrible. They'll suspend me. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know how to do it. You know, but you know, Craig does a good job. He tries to do a balancing act. We understand that. So, you know, hey, look, I'm going to still be involved in high school sports, especially football, for the betterment of these coaches, because most of the coaches, a lot of these coaches are upset too. Like, we can't believe it, because I'm really probably outside of Coach Ice is one of the only OGs left, and I was the only OG left in public school, so I was the last one. You know, everybody else is young. You know, and so a lot of these guys need some direction, but thank God, you know, they know I'm a phone call away. If anybody looking at this, look, man, if anything you need, they all know they can find me one way or the other. I'll give them some good words of wisdom, and I'll still stand up for them, because being out of the system now becomes, hey, they don't want to fuck with me now. No, but I won't do that. But let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for hearing my whole 1 hour fucking rant about not coaching. I'm sorry that I took so much of your time. But that's what it's all about. Hey, so let's get into it. Now, we have a situation, you know, that's going on. Let's just stay here with sports. So college football, over the weekend, it went kind of crazy. Over the weekend, it went bananas. Now, I'm going to just say this, full disclosure, I'm friends with Lane Kiffin. Full disclosure. I'm friends with Lane Kiffin, so I want people to know that. So I don't want people to be like, oh, Luke, this and that, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this. I'm good friends with Lane Kiffin. This is what happened over the weekend right here. This right here happened over the weekend where Lane Kiffin posted this. Lane Kiffin posted, "Make Baton Rouge great again," with the hats, and he at Donald Trump. And the whole world went nuts. Rightfully so. The whole world went crazy. Now, mind you, Lane Kiffin is not the favorite of everybody in football. I mean, universally, you know, us, the brothers, unless we caping for a team, ain't nobody got no beef with Lane. But Lane has a lot of people upset with Lane, you know, based on their opinion of how he handled the LSU Ole Miss situation but Ole Miss basically told him, we don't want you to coach. So it wasn't Lane that didn't want to coach. So people got their opinion of that. But when he posted this, the shit hit the fan. You know, I haven't talked to Lane about this at all. Didn't call him up. Didn't text him. Again, he's my friend. I'm going to call him up. I'm going to invite Lane on this show and ask him if he want to talk about it, because I prefer you guys hearing Lane himself. 90% of the time, he probably would come on here and have a conversation, because me and him, we're okay like this. Me and Lane have a lot of discussions about a lot of things. He agree with some things. I disagree with some things. We have those conversations a lot. I didn't call him on this here right here because I had to process this right here. But it's really interesting. Now, do I think this is cool? Fuck no. Under no circumstances. I don't think in the climate that we're in, if you know Lane, if you look at his tweets, he does a lot of trolling. He's like the kid that likes to fuck around online. But this right here is not a joke. And I'm pretty sure he found that out real fast. And he took the post down. He found it out real fast that this is not something to be fucking around with, because the outcry of the people and the people who hate him chiming in. So it became a category 6. And now this time of year, Lane has to show up to black mamas and black daddies' houses to recruit their kids. And he's on there with the partnering up with Donald Trump, which is not one of the most popular people in the black community, as well as the Hispanic community and any other community right now. Shit, they're unaliving white people in Minnesota. So to do this, to play around like this at this moment, unacceptable. And I'm going to invite him on here so he can say his piece. And if he decides to come on, fine. If he don't, then that's fine too. Do I want to speak for him? Do I want to speak on behalf of the guy that I know? I don't want it to come off some kind of way as if I'm taking up for him because I'm a friend of his. Do I think Lane is a racist? No. No. I don't think he's a racist. I will tell you that. I don't think Lane is a racist. Does he support Donald Trump? I don't know. We ain't had that conversation. But do I think he's a racist? Under no circumstances. I don't think he's a racist. He wasn't raised by a racist. Monty Kiffin is not a racist. Do I think he? No. No. But Lane needs to explain that to y'all himself. And hopefully I get him on here and y'all can make that judgment yourself. But the guy I know, who I've hung out with, who I've chopped it up with, who has who I've talked to, and we've sat in a room and we argued and we agreed and we disagreed. We talk shit. I mean, we go at it. Me and Lane go at it. And that's why I rub a lot of people wrong on here, because the relationship that I have with most of these college coaches, they don't get in their feelings. I'm not a yes man. I have an opinion and we talk shit, but we still end up being cool about it. You know what I'm saying? They know I'm going to go hard for South Florida football players. They know I'm going to go hard for players in Florida. You know, I get in debates with motherfuckers from Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama all day because I'm going to rep South Florida first, then the state of Florida second. So we got close at FAU. One of the first persons Lane hired was my good friend, Chris Perkins, who's still at FAU right now. Warren Sapp basically raised Lane when he was at Tampa Bay. Warren Sapp would tell you the stories where Lane used to sleep on his couch. You know what I'm saying? So we know this guy deep. like that. He hired Kevin Smith. Warren Sapp recommended Kevin Smith to Lane at FAU. Kevin Smith, the running back coach, is still there with Lane right now. It's a black guy. And other brothers over there that he's very close with. So there are coaches who I can tell you that I think is racist. But I won't choose to use their name on here. But no, he keep it a buck. He coached Lane. I asked Lane to hire Coach Flea. Coach Flea was at Howard University. Job came up with, hey Lane, Coach Flea over there, he was the head coach at Howard University before he went to Colorado. See, this the type of motherfucker I am. This type of dude I am. I don't talk about that. People don't hear that. They don't hear them stories. You feel me? All they want to do is, oh, Luke this and Luke that and all that. No. I'm an impactful person, and I love helping other people. Coach Flea ends up going over there. Coach Flea ends up leaving. He didn't go to Colorado. No, Jackson State with, bro. Sorry. I'm always in the helping business, and people know they can always get on the phone and call me up, and I can get on the phone and call somebody and give them a recommendation. I can go to a whole list of college coaches right now that I did that with. I go to a whole list of college coaches that when they wasn't hiring local coaches, that I, at the coaching convention, say, fuck that. We're going to put down on some of these coaches and tell them, hey, look, y'all got to do us the same way doing other people in Texas, people in Alabama and all that. And that's why I see so many of these coaches right now from South Florida with jobs. I'm just saying. So back to Lane in this tweet, but then I go to Lane in this tweet and everybody's so fucking going crazy. And it's ironic how God works, because I work with God. Y'all might say this motherfucker do all this crazy ass cussing and all that, but I work with God. I'm a follower of God. It's like, God, what you doing right now? I just did this tweet the other day, and everybody jumped on me. I did a show on this. University of Miami, offensive coordinator, caping for Charlie Kirk. We all know who Charlie Kirk is, the guy who hates black people. God bless his soul, he's unalive. You can go look at the videos. I tell you how Charlie Kirk feels about black people. I don't need to go through it, but I did this tweet and it went nowhere. Then see Jamel Hill going crazy after I did this tweet. Now I'm gonna get on the black people first. I didn't see Roland Martin, my good friend, going crazy off of this tweet. And they followed me. I didn't see Shannon Dawson going crazy, Shannon Sharp going crazy off of this tweet. Now, I didn't see some of these black people who are going in on Lane for this tweet. I didn't see the outrage of people. I didn't see the outrage of people, the same energy that they're outraged by this guy, by Lane Kiffin, but they weren't outraged by Charlie Kirk, the guy who said, I don't know nigga flying no plane. If I see a motherfucking black person flying the plane, Katanji, the Supreme Court justice, shit, she's uneducated. She's this and she's that. Kamala Harris is dumb. Black people are just dumb, uneducated. They just want to depend on DEI. This man, Martin Luther King, it's a long laundry list of this motherfucker here, Charlie Kirk. At least this guy, Trump, ain't caping for him. This motherfucker, he try to make it my black people friend. It's all wrong. But I'm trying to figure out where the fucking outrage, The same energy, rightfully so. Lane, you fucked up. Rightfully so. You're wrong. It's the same thing. Where's the energy for the offensive coordinator at University? Oh. He's just the offensive coordinator. He's not Lane Kiffin. But everything up on the Lane's tweet, you're going to the house of black kids and all this here, and you're doing this, all this here. Black people shouldn't send their kids over there since you caping for Donald Trump. Woo. But it goes back to this. Now, is sports intertwining with politics? Who brought this on? Don't say we did this. Say they're doing this. Tommy Tuberville, head coach, coached many years, coached at Miami, coached at all these different places. Last stop was the University of Auburn head coach, Tommy Tuberville. He went into black kids' houses like these boys right now. They're getting off jets, flying helicopters to the back of the people's school, going to get the new nigga who the big buck to come and play for them and to help them win the championship so they can make $10 million a year. They go in there with their cross out. God loves you and Jesus Christ sent me here, Mom. Mom, I love you. Hey, Mommy, I love you, Mom. They go in to do the home visits and shit like that and sit up there and all that there. But yet, like Tommy Tuberville, they go, and when their career is over with, they run for Senate. They run for Senate. And then when they run for Senate, and all these FBA guys are sitting on here, what is the main thing that you want, Foundation of Black America? We want reparation. We want fucking reparation. And goddamn it, Kamala Harris is not going to give us reparation. Donald Trump is going to give us reparation. And then everybody's here and say, oh, Lane Kiffin did this. Oh, fuck. These are the other people, the smart people, the Democrats, that's upset with Lane. Then I say this, and then nobody gets upset. Are y'all motherfuckers hypocrites? And then I go to this. I don't miss nothing. Listen to Tommy Tuberville, former head coach who made all his money off the backs of young black men. So you see these two coaches when their career over, do they end up like this coach?
Well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit. They are not owed that.
That was the motherfucker who was going up in black kids' houses. Tommy Tuberville. So are these guys going to end up like this? This is a former head coach who won a national championship at the University of Auburn, who coached at many, many places. Here you go.
Well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit. They are not owed that.
Where's Talik Rashid? Where's Talik Rashid? That's Tommy Tuberville. So are these guys going to end up like this guy? I don't think Lane will end up like that. Lane is a fucking joker, and I don't think he would be fucking around with no Charlie Kirk. So the big issue is you're making the money off the backs of these black kids. And you're making all this fucking money, but then you want to run around and say they're not owed reparation. Fuck that bullshit. You just went up in all these kids' house. You live in that big house in Alabama, Tommy Tuberville. You live in that big ass house in Alabama. You done fed your wife, your kids, and everything. You got the notoriety because you won a national championship off the backs of black kids, and you got that notoriety. You were able to run for office, and you became what? A senator of the United States of America. And tell me how you really feel. I'm just saying. Where we at? I'm just saying. My thing is this. And I want to ask this beautiful young lady this. Bring in Miss D Love Sports from D Love Sports. I got to ask her this. How you doing, D? I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Cannot hear you. We cannot. I need to learn how to do sign language.
What about now?
I can hear you.
Perfect.
So D, let me ask you, D. So there's outrage for this. Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin, not Lane Kiffin.
But why? Where's the outrage for the offensive coordinator at the University of Miami? With this team?
You're not allowed to have. I mean, yeah. Luke, I'm gonna leave you alone because you got a lot going on. Every time I open my phone, I see Luke. I'm gonna leave that alone too.
No, D, hold on, D. And I'm gonna go back. I know you just came in here. You probably saw this, but this is what ends up happening. You end up being
soft
like him.
On crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit.
So will these guys? I got to talk to Lane Kiffin. See, I be on here. I know D. Here.
I just feel bad for the parents. I'll start with the parents. Like the parents that, because I don't feel like the kids are consuming it as much, but the parents, they saw it. It got to them. So
am I wrong for bringing this up? Or should I just be silent on these issues? My agency didn't tell me to be silent on this because I don't work for CAA. They're not my agent.
I think a lot. I think there was a reason why Lane Kiffin removed it. Whether if we're going to the Lane Kiffin post, the other one, I'm not even gonna. I can't even go down that road. But Lane Kiffin, he removed it, and so he was advised, whether by his people or the school, to do so for whatever reason. And so obviously it got attention that they didn't want. Got some
okay, so I don't have, again, and I like to remind people, I went to the Supreme Court for free speech and won. So I believe people have a right to their own opinion, what they like, what party they're affiliated with, or whatever it may be. They have that right. I fought for that right. Well, they like Charlie Kirk. Shannon Dawson has the right to love Charlie Kirk. If he believes in what Charlie Kirk is on, that's fine and dandy. If Lane, which I know him, and I know him not to be a racist because I wouldn't be fucking with him. I'd have peeped that long time ago. Me and him wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't be, we talk and we debate about a lot of different things, but I don't know him to be a racist. Some of the people who real close to him are brothers and shit. Lane is a keep it 100 motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, but that Tommy Tuberville, I know him also. I did not see that coming. I did not see that. And my thing is, most people jumped on here and did not support Kamala Harris because they thought the Republican Party was going to get them reparations. And so now, mind you, we're looking at this whole big thing. Coaches going into politics, tell me how you really feel. If you really feel this way, black kids shouldn't be playing for you, or what do we got going on right here? But then my thing to you comes to this, and you cover a real black man as a coach. Should black players then go and not have to deal with the bullshit, just go play for black coaches?
I think
I'll just go to HBCU.
I don't think that'll ever be the case, because it's been happening for so many years, like decades, right? Like from the beginning of time, that's the men that had the position were them, whether they were raises or not, at home, in the locker room or not. So I don't think that that's gonna happen.
Right, because we work. Listen,
it's not new. It's not something that's new.
Exactly, it's not new, and that's another thing. Like, listen, man. Would I want a Shannon Dawson fired because of this? No. Would I want a Lane Kiffin fired because of this? No. I would want people to know their history, and they could then make the determination or not, or whether they want to play for those people. But again, in real life, there are people that I go into an arena and half of them motherfuckers voted for Trump. Do I trust them or not having the damn lights fall down on my head? Yes, I do. Will they? Because their level of professionalism, they're going to make sure those lights stay up there in the rafters and they don't fall down on my head because I'm a Democrat. So it goes into, these are people's opinions.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if that's what they like, so be it. We're going to have to work with these people one way or the other. Everybody is embedded into this society. Oh, a coach was to say, I don't want to recruit your kid because your kid mama a Democrat and I'm a Republican. We can't get to that.
No.
Because it can happen the same way.
At the coaching level, I feel like sometimes you're out of touch of some of the things that are going on a day-to-day basis. I know some of the kids are out of touch. They don't know. I remember having a conversation with like a top athlete, and I was like, you don't really know what's going on. They don't know the political climate. And so I know that you are very aware, but a lot of coaches are out of touch with the details.
But most of the parents do know, because ultimately, unlike the NFL, the parents are guiding. When the coach do a home visit, he's going there to meet the parents and meet everybody, and he's going there to make his case for those kids to come play for him. And I can trust me. I know some brothers as coaches, some mamas feel good when her baby is being recruited by some brothers. We're not naive to that, but when these type of things come out into the world and they walk up in the house, and on that level, you got Marcus Freeman coming in the house. You got your coach. See, you're gonna give Freeman your kid anyway, because you probably like Freeman. Yeah. All the girls
Notre
like
Dame.
Freeman.
Are you talking about if
Notre Dame? Yeah.
Come in to sit on your couch, whether it's Marcus Freeman or any other coach. I think you're going to pay attention.
Yeah. So Marcus Freeman come in there. Your coach from Maryland,
Coach Uncxle.
Coach Lockley's come in there. You have Deion Sanders. You have Coach Huff. You have the coach over at Virginia Tech. These brothers come sit in your living room trying to get your child, and then you have one of these coaches come in there. The parents know. Mama knows.
They do.
Mama knows. Now, mama and daddy know. Daddy might be the whole fuck this shit. I want my child to go play at blah, blah, blah university because I see myself. And then mama sitting up in that motherfucker like, baby, you got Freeman up. You can get the same shit you get with Freeman and Loxley and all this. You better take your ass over there, because ultimately comes down to, you know what it ultimately comes down to? When your kid leave high school and go to that college, like I hear it all the time. Warren Sapp tell me, hey, I left Orange County as a boy, but I became a man in Miami. because they're 17 years old and they end up here 4 years later. Yeah. I'm a lot of them say that. Edrin James, I left Markley a boy, but I became a man in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first time they left home and they grew up and understanding the world. But again, that's a whole nother movie when it comes to that. I ain't gonna get you in trouble with me because they keep me in trouble. I stay in trouble.
Yeah, I want you to stay out of trouble. That's why I came today. I said maybe I can help him stay out of trouble today.
You are, yeah.
We got to talk about Shador. You know, people.
Shador Sanders going to the Pro Bowl.
I'm in trouble for supporting Shador and congratulating him online, and people are telling me I'm on the wrong side, and I'm like, why is there a side? There should only be one side. Congratulations to Shador. That's it. Like there's no other side.
Why is it a side?
Yeah. Why?
Listen, it is a side.
Why?
You're on Mike Tomlin's side, and everybody else was against him.
Yeah, that's fine.
She talking about, yeah, see that?
It's true.
So in this world today, we are picking fucking sides.
Yeah. I'm
always on the side of right, and I'm not on the side of wrong. Some people can't deal with the side of right until they hit them dead in their face, and they're like, oh shit, Luther was telling us the truth. God damn it, this motherfucker again. Some people don't. Most people don't want to know. Like, I'm pretty sure the Pittsburgh Steelers fans right now who said, D, that's fucked up. Why you don't like Pittsburgh and the treatment of Mike Tomlin that they're doing? And then they get Mike McCarthy. And you like, oh, you done fucked around and found out.
Yeah, I mean, they'll warm up to the idea. It'll be fine. It's really not as bad as like I probably made it seem. I just thought it was funny because they were so miserable with the pick. A lot of them were, but it's not that bad. But again, sometimes you gotta ride the wave versus trying to push somebody out the door because you never know who's gonna come walking in behind them. It could be worse.
So why are they upset with you about Shador?
Because I knew that people that hate Shador were going to say he's not worthy of the Pro Bowl. But they hate me because look, congratulations. It is something he gets to be a part of the Pro Bowl. Everyone's going back to what the Pro Bowl used to be. It's not that anymore. And for me, and I did record something about this earlier, for the NFL to use Shador, whether we admit it or not, the NFL used Shador back in April for 3 whole days. 3 whole days. They got ratings out of Shador for the draft. Don't nobody watch the draft on day 2. They used Shador for ratings. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So Cleveland gets Shador. They get this social media boost. They get this jersey sale boost. They get all of this attention boost because of Shador. And, you know, he goes out there, whatever his stat line is, it comes down to the Pro Bowl time, right? And for whatever reason, all these other quarterbacks in the AFC don't want to go. They don't want to go. They're hurt. They're injured. They rather do something else with their time. And the opportunity it presents itself for Shador to go. He can go. And he wants to go.
Why they don't tell that part of the story? Why it just seems like
why? But it's the same every year. It just happens to be Shador, and they don't like his numbers. And they're like, he threw all these interceptions. He did this, he did that. At the end of the day, I am happy for Shador because he got used for ratings, and he's a 5th rounder. So now when it's time for him to come to the table and negotiate a new contract with hopefully another team, a different team, I should say, he can push that in front of the table and say, well, I do have a Pro Bowl under my belt. So that's in my mind, that's the least the NFL could do is get him in the Pro Bowl, because and for people that are complaining, because you already complain about not watching it, somebody that's covered the Pro Bowl for the last 3 years, y'all complain, you don't like it, it's boring, we don't want to watch it, put something else on. They get the guy that everybody's watching to come to the Pro Bowl, and you're mad.
And so, I mean, speaking of Tommy Tuberville,
it's the least the NFL could do is get Shador Sanders, the guy everybody wants to see on television, to the Pro Bowl.
So is Shador getting reparations? Is this a repair? Is this them repairing? Is this them trying to clean up the wrong that they did against him in the draft.
It's the least they could do.
It's
the least they could do.
I mean, because it is freaking amazing. They don't, like, I saw my good friend Omar Kelly. Oh, the Pro Bowl is not what it is. He's the beat writer for the Miami Dolphins. But Omar always, that's a whole nother story. But I'm looking at people, and it's almost like the haters are coming out talking about this man making the Pro Bowl. But they don't tell the story of, just like you just said, how many people turned down getting in the Pro Bowl, and he's sitting there and they're like, yo, hey, Shador, you want to come and be a backup? Yeah, I ain't doing that, no problem. I'll come, but then we know that they were doing it to do what they're doing, shedding light to the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things. The best thing they could have right now going on is fucking Bad Bunny during the halftime, because New England and Seattle.
You ain't right.
New England and Seattle. I mean,
I'm all for the Cardi B. Is it Barty Gang? If we had to do the Swifties, now it's fine for the Barty Gang. I'm with it. I'm team Cardi.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Mm-hmm. So, you think Cardi gonna get the same coverage?
No,
the Swiftie got.
No, but
you got faith in the NFL. They're gonna put Cardi in the box.
No, I mean, no, from a national broadcast standpoint, but I feel like, because Cardi is so personable and she's gonna give you the sound bites, she's gonna talk to the media, she's gonna walk to the crowd, she's gonna engage with the fans. Yes, it's going to be great because individually people are going to be happy, but from a main NFL broadcast, it's not gonna be the same.
So they're not gonna take the camera. And when
every time she does something and show her,
we show Cardi and all her girlfriends giving high fives like Taylor Swift. Now, mind you, I like Taylor Swift. Just so y'all know, don't hate nothing. This ain't no Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is down like a motherfucker. Huh? So
it's not gonna be the same.
They're not gonna do Cardi. They're not gonna put the camera on Cardi up there with her girlfriends. Cardi not gonna bite like what they had the Ice Spice, Taylor had Ice Spice. Was it Ice Spice? I get mixed up with these girls. Everybody show up with little big asses and they all turn around. I don't get to see their face. I just see their ass. I just see their ass all the time. Doing what I taught their mamas how to do 100 years ago. And the mammies passed it down to the children, and the children rapping a song. So I don't get to see their face enough. I just see little red girl turn around with ass. So they're not gonna show Cardi up in the. No, Cardi is my friend.
I mean, not as much. It'll be like once or twice, but not as much. Not as much.
Well, so Cardi crew is what? Is that
Barty Gang? Yeah, Barty Gang.
The Barty Gang. The Barty Gang. Oh my God. Hey man, I love Cardi. That's my girl. When they gave me the only award I received, when they gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award, BET Hip Hop, Cardi was in the front row, and I saw Cardi. She was coming up, and I praised Cardi. I said, Cardi, don't let these motherfuckers tell you nothing about who you are and all that, because she had them been going through like, oh, who she is and all that. But that's crazy. What happened to you, D? Where's D Love Sport? D is out of there, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta let her get back in there. But no, that's gonna be very interesting to see Cardi up in there. You just can't be leaving the set like that. It's almost 1,000 people, and they want to see your little smiling face.
They want to see you. No, but I
see how you keeping me out of trouble. We're talking about other things like Cardi.
I know, that's why I'm here. I am here. I'm here to talk about, like, again, Pro Bowl, Super Bowl. It's going to be crazy. Marshawn Lynch is going to have the San Francisco Bay Area on fire. The Seattle Seahawks are in there. Marshawn is going to go insane.
I already know. But see, Seattle does. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
It's hard. I want to go for the Patriots because I want to see all the things that Cardi does, and I want that for the timeline. I want that for her. I really want that. But I really do enjoy the Seattle Seahawks defense. But I'm gonna stick with the Patriots. I'm stick with the Patriots.
Yeah. And that's so hard, right?
And Diggs is the Terp. He a Maryland Terp. He from Maryland.
Really?
So I gotta go with Diggs.
I gotta go. I'm going with, I think, just think about it. We all grew up, you're a youngster. We all grew up hating Boston, period. We just thought Boston was the most racist city in the world. So we hated the Patriots. We hated them winning and all this. I remember I'm sitting in the having brunch, looking at the game, and I'm seeing like, interception, yes. And the people in there were like, what the fuck? You cheating for them? They're the enemy. And the black people and the white people, like dog fans and shit. And I'm like, yeah. It was like, well, why are you cheering for them? And I was like, I have a player. One of my players played for them. You know, I'm like, one of my players, Carlton Davis, the cornerback, he played for me. I coached him in high school, so I want him to go to the Super Bowl, just like Tutu Atwell for the Rams. I wanted to see him go to the Super Bowl, and that would have been such a great thing. They didn't make it, you know. But the Patriots have been, and Boston has been arguably one of the most hated programs and hated city when it comes to black versus white, which we don't want to make it out of that. But Kraft has did a good job of bridging that whole thing, because you got to remember when Brady was there his first time, he had a damn Donald Trump hat in his locker. Remember that?
I feel like I do remember that. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, it's at the top.
It was at the top.
I remember that.
Were like, yeah, you know, they kind of, you know, and the coach. So people were like, okay, well, that's acceptable for them because they are Boston. You know what I'm saying? And they have a problem with us. But Kraft has did a good job of changing the narrative, even with supporting Meek Mills, because he's always been there in support of Meek Mills, even in his trying times. How that happened, where they came with this bond, because we know Meek is from Philly, but Kraft, like, you know, I don't know the story behind it, but Kraft.
I feel like Jay-Z had a lot to do with that. I feel like Jay-Z had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, so that's some, boy, that would be some smart shit for Jay-Z. I got a franchise that's suffering from racial identity, have a racial identity problem. So I'm gonna take the owner, and the owner, you gonna go hanging out with them.
I don't understand how intelligent Jay-Z is.
No, that motherfucker's smart. No, he's smart. That's my guy. Shouts out the whole. Oh, I love my brother. Jay-Z is very smart.
Y'all need to talk.
Yeah, and he's very calculated. So that's a great point. That would be a hell of a way to take the bad light off of a franchise and say, man, I need you to go over here, go to the court, holler at the judge, you know, sit in there, Meek Mills, big time artist at the time, at the peak, and you showing that, hey, it's all love. And then now it's more because you got this is like a Hollywood movie script.
Yeah, and he's with what's the guy from Fanatics? I'm so sorry. I'm drawing a blank. The guy that owns Fanatics, runs Fanatics. I can't think of his name. I feel terrible, but yeah. They also have a relationship. So he has these these top people in the sports industry, and he has their attention. And who's one of those people in the sports industry that's making calls behind the scenes? Jay-Z.
Yeah, if it happened like that, that's a great thing. So Super Bowl.
Yeah.
New England quarterback did not have a great game.
It's gonna be a great week.
It's Super Bowl. It's a hell of a story with the young quarterback. It's a hell of a story that he played like shit his first year, which is how all quarterbacks, brand new quarterbacks playing in. Next year he plays good and got a new coach and not in the Super Bowl. It's the expectation of coaches nowadays is Super Bowl or you get fired even in the second round, because you've seen there's so many NFL coaches fired. Is that what we're doing right now?
That's what's happening. That's what it is. The climate is completely different. But now you have two coaches, Vrabel in his first year with the team, and Mike McDonald in his second year with the team. And so those alone is just going to make the hill even harder to climb for coaches. They're like, well, Vrabel did it in his first year. Why can't you do it? McDonald did it in his second year. Why can't you do it? So yeah, they are doing it, and it's going to make it tough for these guys that are getting new jobs. You're gonna have to push an organization forward fast.
Championship or bust.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
Playoff win or bust. And then if you have playoff wins or multiple trips to the playoffs, or you ain't got the wins, like you gotta show progress. Not necessarily perfection, but you have to show immediate progress.
Let me ask you this, right? You didn't see that many in this cycle. There was no Black coaches get hired. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, which I went hard and say when Ryan Clark said, look, man, this is going to make it difficult for Black coaches, what the Michigan coach did. You see that making it difficult for Black coaches to get hired now? Do you think that's part of it? Somebody made that argument with me. Oh, see what happened? Look what's going on. This guy, Sharon, whatever the hell his name is, did that, and now they're not even hiring Black coaches because they looking at these Black coaches. You think that's affecting Black coaches?
I personally don't. And then I also, want to argue who were the qualified outside of Brian Flores, right? Who were the qualified ones for the roles? There were some other guys of color that got interviewed. I think the Ravens interviewed a couple of men of color, and I can't remember where the guy was from. But there's some coaches of color that get interviewed. But who's worthy outside of Flores? Who is worthy?
I mean, let's face it. I would have.
I'm not saying that there's not, but I'm just asking the question, like, who is among of the qualified of color for the head coaching positions?
Loxley.
Okay. I don't have
Dion.
But okay.
Dion.
Anybody? Dion. Okay. And will their programs allow them to be interviewed?
That would have came out. I think I think I always looked at Loxley is down the lines of Tomlin, a leader of men.
Has interviewed in the recent years for a head coaching position. I just can't remember where.
I could have seen Loxley out of most of these guys. I could have seen him being an NFL coach, and I would have wished they would have tried to get him. I could have seen him because he's so fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And them dudes. One thing about these dudes in the league, if they see any kind of sign of weakness in you as a head coach, and that's what the league is about. That's why those guys can be successful. You know what I'm saying? That's why Dabo could be successful. That's why Detroit coach could be successful at a franchise that never had any success. Either you're gonna be that or you're gonna be finesse like the coach at the Rams. You gotta be, you gotta come with something. You just can't be coming with nothing. So I don't know about this cycle of coaches, but the jury is out. That's where we're at.
Yeah, because I think the guy
ain't never won shit anyway. So
has 1 year. The guy up in the Jets, he has 1 year. I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah. They're gonna clip him after this year if he don't get it done. So
Tampa Bay, he on his last year too, probably most likely.
Now I'm getting ready to go into this politics. You sure you want to sit there, get in trouble?
Nope.
I ain't getting trouble like that.
I'm not. I'm protecting one.
I think you can handle this one, and if you can't handle this, you just say, "No, Luke, I'm leaving." Fuck that. Why?
Go ahead.
What's that helmet behind you? You got a helmet behind you?
Just a little Super Bowl helmet.
You ready? When does your other league start?
The UFL, the 27th of March. We're about to start shooting. I do a show weekly with the head coach of the DC Defenders. We're gonna have a show this Wednesday. We're gonna be live.
Is DC is the Redskins getting a new stadium?
Yes, they are. Yep, they're actually moving back. They're moving out of Maryland back to DC. So it'll be a few years for that stadium.
Okay. So they'll continue playing.
Yeah, but they'll be out of Maryland until it's ready. But that'll be dope because I'm sure they're going to try to get they're actually doing the draft, I think, next year in DC. But they're going to try to ploy for something. It's cold here in DC, but I'm sure they'll definitely still try to get a Super Bowl anyway.
I know it's so hot here. I mean, it's so. Hey, I got another sports question for you. You see Mark Cuban offering Mendoza $39 million.
Oh, to stay in Indiana, right?
To stay in Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
One part of me when I talk to you about these motherfuckers was making all this money before they start paying these kids. Fuck that. The other part of it becomes because these billionaires like Mark Cuban and other billionaires can't buy NFL team because the NFL will not allow them to get in the good old boys club. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a futuristic guy, I'm always looking down, and that's what gets me in trouble. That's why people be upset with me because I be talking about, oh, I see this shit coming. And then they be like, no, Luke, it ain't coming. You just trying to hate on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no. Yeah. And then when it comes, be like, oh, shit, Luke did say that. But then I done got in trouble. So my question, do you see these billionaires who can't buy a team because the NFL ownership will not allow them to buy a team now going and damn near buying college teams? And that's their way of getting into, because I did see a study one time. I don't know whether I have to find it. I did see a study one time where it was like a lot of billionaires investing in colleges and they're getting a return on their investment some sort of way, whether it's through marketing or whatever it may be. Because it's like, it don't make no fucking sense. Why would Mark Cuban, what's the benefit of a businessman like him spending $39 million on a quarterback not to go to the league? What are you doing?
It's still a tax. I mean, some tax write-offs. You get that. You see the potential, I think, in Mendoza as he moves forward. And so, I mean, I don't know how he permanently attaches himself to Mendoza and gets it back. I don't know how the school, I don't know, but I don't know what other businesses he gets to attach to that school to see financial gain from, because Mark Cuban has his hands in so many different things. But I'm sure Mark Cuban has it figured out. I don't doubt it, because that's what these schools, they're like, look, we bringing in money, and we're bringing in money from all of our billionaire friends, or millionaire friends, and that's how we're going to keep kids here. That is an 80s job right now.
Yeah, that's outside of calling my name that I gave the money and making me a folk hero, that's some hell of a advertisement. I'm just saying. So you sure you might want to stay for this one right here. Stay for this political conversation. Stay for this one right here, because I know you don't want to be in trouble with me. And you can relate to this one right here. So
playing with you.
Check this one out right here.
Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth. by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who's reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people and so should gay people. Shouldn't buy your music. Clock that.
Let me put my Don Lemon glasses on.
I don't have, I gotta fight with all types of trolls. I'm not trying to fight with no Nicki Minaj.
I gotta put my Don Lemon glasses on. You heard Don Lemon just, and I gotta put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Hey, you stay clean out of trouble. You left.
I like people like I can't be nice anymore like that. I feel like the nice me is gone. So people, they coming at me left and right about everything. Especially now they ain't got Tomlin to talk about. They trying everything. they trying to figure everything. I'm going to war with Shador going to the Pro Bowl. So now I ain't trying to deal with the Barbs. I ain't trying to argue with them. Like, girl, you saw Kanye West put out a note, maybe I
saw that. He said he was suffering from
bipolar disorder.
And he want to apologize. I'm happy he apologized. I'm happy. We all know. Listen. I'm glad you brought that up. Mm-hmm. We all know Kanye West was suffering from something. We know that. You know what I'm saying? We know he was tripping. People apologize all the time, and we know some of these people apologizing for shit, and the apology is not sincere. We know something was wrong with Kanye West. We know he was unfucking hinged. I mean, he had video to show that something ain't right. Mm-hmm. This brother is off the rack. So I know Kanye West. I did a record with Kanye West. I vibe with Kanye West when he was saying, so I kind of know the dude, like, what the fuck happened? You had some bath salt or some shit? What you had some bad drugs or something? But for him to explain that right now, that's what he was suffering from. And he apologized to everybody, Jewish people. My question to you think people are going to accept this apology?
A bit. Like, I think the public in general, people that may not have like direct relationships with Kanye are like maybe open to it. But as far as the friends and the family who he has caused harm to, I mean, they may have heard these things before, you know what I mean? So it may take some time for them to deal with it. But just because he apologized doesn't mean, like, I think people don't have a true understanding what it is. Like, you can't necessarily control it. Medications don't always make it. It doesn't go away, So when you have like those manic moments or episodes, it's different for every person. And they could last. And even though you said sorry yesterday, you talking crazy the next day. And it's like, how can I be so forgiving? Like you have to teach yourselves how to deal with that. So I think the people that he's truly hurt in person, and that have truly loved on him may have a harder time just accepting it. But I think for the mass public, they're cool with it. They can be accepting of it. They will be accepting.
Yeah, I know how cruel the industry can be, right? And I know this industry will use you up, spit you out, throw you out the door, right?
Know it.
And there are certain people that'll do that, And I think what happened with Kanye West is these people wanted to go a different direction. And when he went to the door that he normally goes in, which is the good old boy club, the door was locked. His key didn't work. And when his key didn't work, because he saw other people pushed out that door in this business and their key don't lock, but he's in on the other side, him then saying, going fucking bananas. How dare y'all throw me out the door? And then he started calling names of people who were in the room because he was in that room.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that room. He started calling names of people, going in on certain people, going in on certain artists, calling those guys' name and then making it a Jewish thing. You know,
you're describing what's happening with Nicki Minaj.
Correct. And that's what happens in this business. So when they say we're gonna move on from you to Cardi B, or we're gonna move on from you to They Not Like Us, it's like no, you know what I'm saying? Because they moved on from somebody else to get to you, and they put you on that pedestal. And a lot of people, it's hard for them to accept that these people are saying, no, go from A-list to B-list or C-list, because they don't ever think that they should be out of the room of A-list. Jay-Z stays in the A-list room because Jay-Z is very calculated, and Jay-Z went beyond just being an artist. When you're just an artist in this business, what ends up happening, you're replaceable. We got to move on and find a younger version who's the new motherfucker. Is it A$AP Rocky? Is it Rihanna? It's always a new one. But, you know, and then there's some, because you thinking you on the level of Jay and Beyonce, and you're going to be here with them or Taylor Swift all the time. And then now when they say, no, you're not them.
Can't sit with us.
They move on. Exactly. Now you got to go in the second row. You can't understand that.
Tables back there.
Yeah. And then kick you out the house. And them people go get another person and put in the house. I ain't going to get you in trouble. I ain't going to call no name. They go get somebody else and bring in the house to stay relevant, because it's all about being relevant. And that's, unfortunately, people, that's how this business is. It's very trifling. It's trifling. I mean, when you look at Tom Brady on TV, Tom Brady had to replace somebody. There was somebody else that sat in that seat to be the color commentator for Tom Brady, and Tom Brady eventually get replaced also. And so when you go bananas, when it's time for these folks to move on, and then you be like all upset that the same person is pushing the button. I mean, same thing happened with Puff Daddy.
Yep.
You know, same thing happened. So everybody at some point, you know, you got to be able to humble yourself and be like, okay, I see how this shit going. You know, if you're going to be just an artist, if you're just going to be an artist, or if you're not going to use your platform to do other things, like Snoop. Snoop uses his platform to do other things, and everything that you see Snoop involved in, and that's my brother. I love him to fucking death. You see Snoop move from just being a death row artist or Snoop Doggy Dogg and ain't doing no music to being an iconic television personality, doing the Olympics, Snoop hosting this, and Snoop doing this, and the commercials, the beer, you know, Snoop took his whole personality to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Because he was likable. See, now me, I stay in so much trouble, D.
You stay in so much trouble.
I be,
See,
you know, they be like, they be scared to fuck with me.
Look, like Snoop, everybody knows Snoop smoke weed. I'm not saying he's the best example in life, right? Like, I mean, you know, whatever. But, you know, he in there with Martha. He got a children's show. He got books. You know, of course, he does the football, has the whole football league, and kids are coming in and out of that too and going to the league. So you can do it. It's doable. We're going to reel you in a little bit.
And that's me?
Yeah.
No. I'm the bad guy. You see, that's all I do is wear black. I wear the black hat.
Yeah.
There are people who wear that white hat and put the white on. In fact, I got to go to Rick Ross' birthday party. Shouts out to Rick Ross. Got birthday coming up. Birthday party. You got to put on all white. You coming to the party?
I wasn't invited, but if he invites me, I'll see what I can do.
I'm going to tell Ross to invite you. He got a big party on Wednesday. I got a big trial on Wednesday. My trial, here's the funny, yeah.
Oh, I ain't coming this way.
They appealed we got our catalog back, and obviously the folks appealed it, and so the appeal is being heard on the 28th. The appeal is being heard on Wednesday. So here's the crazy part about this. What's going to get you laughing? So something is going on with the court where they're doing some remodeling, and the appeal is going to be heard at the University of Miami.
Oh Lord! Yeah, I gotta go. Look,
I should have saw your face.
Somebody call me. Somebody call my phone.
9 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the University of Miami. Because they got a courtroom. They got a whole courtroom there. And the people going to be hearing the appeal. They love me. Hey, look, D. They love me at the University of Miami.
Do
they love me.
I can't tell.
I don't know what these haters be thinking about on this app. They be like, hey, them boys, I don't give a damn who, the big money boys, they be calling me, hey, Luther. They call me like this. Luther, so how do you really feel about this guy? I'm like, no. Yeah, okay, I just,
we can get him out of there.
Huh?
Stop. Okay, that's it.
They love me. Hey, you can ask Mario Cristobal that. He'll tell you they love me. Yeah. Mario loves me too. Well, I'm the guy that I'm the uncle. I'm the uncle that keep you honest. Like, motherfucker, you better get that shit done. I'm the uncle that come here, boy. Get that shit done, boy. God damn it. You better get that shit done now. Because I'm gonna say something. But no, it's all love. See, I like the expression on your face. You was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah. They know you coming.
Of course they do. Hey, all the kids in Law School, they are so detached. Well, they love their sports and all that, but the sports department, they love me. Them kids in law school, I talk to them all the time because my case, is a historic constitutional case. And every now and then I go down there and talk to them about the music industry, and sometimes I go talk about the case. So it is so ironic that they're getting to hear my case over there at the University of Miami, a place that they love me so much.
Yeah, lots of love.
I am so loved there. But that's gonna be interesting. So I got some more politics I'm getting ready to get into.
I think
you don't want to be a part of this because I know you'll get in trouble.
Yeah, I should take the high road. I should.
You gonna take the high road? You sure you don't want to hear this?
I'm not sure. I feel like the Grinch. I'm not sure.
That our friend, well, I don't know if I call him a friend. Stephen A. Smith is talking shit again.
I don't know if you would categorize this as a third rail or a pitfall, as you describe, but in your book, you talk about how when you were first starting with, quite frankly, you were concerned that the Black community might see you as a sellout, as an Uncle Tom. And as you know, some of those criticisms have come about lately. And I want to just play a quick clip to get your reaction.
Sure. To use your platform in order to not only come for me, but consistently kind of have a track record of coming for Black women, I was just very disappointed in him.
They're paying you not for your numbers, my friend. They're paying you because you are willing to say the nasty things about Black people that they want to say.
Your reaction?
They should be ashamed of themselves. Where's your evidence?
Well, Crockett, you have apologized.
Well, let me tell you what I apologized for. Trump followed up what I said by calling her low IQ and stuff like that, which I found appalling. She's a highly educated woman. She's licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, Arkansas, and federally. She's a United States representative. She's an influential, intelligent, decent, good black woman who cares a lot about black people in this country. So I apologized for assisting in any way this notion that it's okay to say that about her, because I didn't want any parts of that. But I did feel that the situation was overblown. I was simply saying, is cursing the president out and calling him a piece of on national television or in front of a national audience going to help your constituency? I wanted to know the answer to that question.
You know, it's not just Joy Reid and...
Well, let me say something about Joy Reid. Let's get this out of the way. I don't know this woman. I've met her one time. I shook her hand once. I've never spoken to her in my life. And she's responding that way because when she got fired by MSNBC, her show got canceled. I spoke on it. And what I said was, she is a talent, highly intelligent woman. I respect her. The issue, however, is that if your numbers drop 47% and you are black, in this culture that we're living in, did you really expect something else to happen? Of course they were going to do that to you. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I get what you're saying and you might be right. But the manner in which you're going about it, that ain't going to serve you well long term.
But why is it that many black women have had this criticism on Stephen A.
Who are the many? Because I think there are a few.
That waiting on, because it seems to me that our friend, well, I don't know if I call him a friend, Stephen A. Smith is talking shit again.
How do you respond to all that?
I think they think.
I mean,
your audience think this is funny. By the way,
I know.
Okay, but go ahead. Sorry.
You're a black journalist. You're a black female journalist.
I'm a black woman in media. Yeah.
And this man is fighting Jamel Hill one week, Kerry Champion another week, Joy Reid another week. A guy of his stature, do you think he should be doing a big CBS, ABC conversation about these women? You think that's healthy?
Should he be doing it about, like, meaning
this whole thing?
I mean,
should
that was
he
a question.
handle it a totally different way?
Should he handle it differently? I think so. He, of course, he probably can't have 100% control of the questions that they ask him, but I feel like, yes, he can handle it better. Like, there's a lot of things Stephen A. Smith can handle better, but is he going to do that? Like, no. Sometimes he is and sometimes he isn't. And the times we're going to talk about him are for all the times he doesn't handle things the way that we think he should. And so I do think there's a better way to handle it. And when you say many, I don't know, I just feel like that's also the sports people. Like, we are so quick to snap back and give you a fact and, like, turn the words around for you to make you look silly. And it's disheartening when you see him do it to black women. It sucks. Like, there's really nothing else I could say. But also, I understand that there are people that be like, well, why if black women say something crazy, why can't I say nothing? I can't say nothing back to them because they a black woman. And there's that take too. But I still feel like where he's at and the position he's at, he can definitely take the high road.
Yeah, I think shots out to some breaking news. JoJo Trader has committed, according to On3, to North Carolina State. Everybody saw that coming. Good for him. Look up with your quarterback. It's a great thing. Everybody know that was coming. Yeah, JoJo, go with your quarterback. Like Ray went with his quarterback, Emory, over to East Carolina. That's a good thing. But going back to this here, I think when you're at the top, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're at the top, especially with brothers, it's so difficult for brothers and sisters to get in this game. You know that. I've always told people how exceptional how knowledgeable you are of this business and how you know your shit. And I just think the world of you. Maybe I'm biased.
I appreciate you.
I don't care. But I know you know your shit. You know your sports. You know your football. That's why you can cover Maryland and you can cover the Defenders and teams like that. I just think the world of you at some point. You'll be, the D Love Sports big show. That's why I want to see you, because I think that's what it is. But when you see the guy at the top, Stephen A., the brother, and these girls who have lost their job, ladies, and you're tearing them down, it's like almost, to me, I'm getting the feeling that you keeping them down and you can handle that a different way. Now, I originally went after Stephen A. Smith, right? Years ago. The person that called me and told me to chill out was Jamel Hill. Luke, he's not like what you say. Because all this that they saying, I said this before, and me and him became cool. I said this before. Like, I was getting that vibe.
You were on the show, right? You don't do a whole lot of interviews. You was on the show, right?
Yeah, I did this podcast. So I was getting that vibe that everybody wants to say right now. And I know I wasn't the only person, and these girls would go and put these fires out and say, no, he's not like that, Luke. He's totally not like that. He's a good person. He looks out for everybody. It's always kind of funny for me to be like, y'all saying he like that now. And when I said it, but the voice of reason, the old head in the room, I hope that they all some point sit down, have a conversation, and work it out privately, and don't be getting on this shit, talking this shit about each other, because all those women are very, very good at what they do. And I think it's just it's making it bad for these women. It's making it bad.
You can work on his delivery.
Black women to get on in this business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good thing. I mean, like again, like the girl that does NBA, I know a lot of brothers don't even look at that shit because of her. They got more shit on TikTok. Because of what she went through, the pushback. Now, mind you, she went back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. Mm-hmm. Remember when it was like they were talking about the Boston Celtic thing, and she came in, hijacked the show.
Monica McNutt is her name.
No, not Monica.
Not Monica?
No, Monica. We love Monica. The host of the NBA show, the girl who married the white guy.
Oh, Malika Andrews.
I set you up for that one.
I thought you were talking about, because him and Monica
had yeah, Malika. That was the Malika. And she got into it with Perkins. It was like
Malika.
She got into it with Perkins, got into it with Stephen A. Smith, and a lot of black men don't, and then on top of it, a lot of black men don't really fuck with her like that. You know what I'm saying? They look at her like the op. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm getting ready to go deep into it. You sure you want to?
I've been trying to take the high road for a long time now. Y'all.
Yeah, it's going to get ratchet right now. Yeah, you might need to. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all make sure y'all follow D Love Sports. This last take, she's not going to be able to hang out here with us because D has a day job.
I got I can't take the heat that Luke be taking. I'm out.
Exactly. Hey, y'all follow D Love Sports. She does the Sports and Coffee back on Twitter in the morning, and follow her on Instagram, D Love Sports, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, like, share, subscribe, all her good shit. And D, unfortunately, is in DC, freezing her ass off while I'm hot like a motherfucker.
Lots of snow, y'all. I appreciate you.
So when y'all, it's like y'all like Eskimos. Do y'all have somebody to cuddle up with? Do it?
Yeah, If that's what you want to do, you can arrange that. It can be arranged.
Everything can be arranged. Thank you.
I recommend it.
I know. Is it like a big thing where you got to go get a big man? The women have to go get a big man, or is it the same as the girl? Like fellas, we'll say we got to go get a big girl when it's 5 degrees outside. They'll hold on to something. Skinny girls can't get it now.
I get the one that can move the snow and can get the groceries. That's what I go for.
On that note, we're going to keep D pure. And thank you. Make sure y'all follow D Love Sports. I love you, sister. All right. That's D Love Sports, people. That's my girl. I love her to death. D is a world traveler, knows sports like a motherfucker. Anything you need to know about sports, go to her page, follow her, like, share, subscribe, all of her stuff. She's the best in the business. I done went over like a motherfucker, but I cannot leave without this.
Oh, what the? They killed him? Did they kill him?
Go. What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
I know y'all have seen this footage a million times online because y'all couldn't believe it, just like I can't believe it. My take on this is horrible. God bless this man who's a nurse, went out there to help somebody, and he got unalive. Something got to give in Minnesota. Something got to give. We're talking about taking a high road. President of the United States needs to take a high road. Where we're going with this is not good. The way they're going about it is not good. The politics involved in this is not good. It is amazing what's happening here, people. And I just want to say it needs to stop. Thank you for your comment. So I'll show everybody's comment. Now they're going to get you, Mr. K. We gotta do better. I mean, Minnesota has been ground zero for some of the most reckless things, whether it's killing George Floyd or now killing protesters. In this country, you have the right to protest. To go out and protest, and let's face it, they want to unalive this man and say he had a gun, but these are the same people who cape for the Second Amendment, that you have the right to bear arms, which is the constitutional right. So this man bear arms, and they didn't beat him up, throw him on the ground, and the one officer, if you look at some other videos, he took the gun. Maybe he said gun, and then they just start shooting because he had the gun. Because after Then you heard like, who got the gun? Where the gun? Where's the gun? Everybody started saying where the gun. The guy had the gun. I don't know what the situation is, but it needs to be, it's 2 people dead in less than a month. Now we are sitting on the sideline and we're saying that we told y'all this shit was going to happen. We sitting on the sideline, we said vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris got on the podium and said, these things are going to happen. They're going to weaponize the DOJ. They're going to take the military and put the military on the streets and go after political opponents and the American people. They're going to take federal officers and they're going to go after the people. That's part of Project 2025. I guess most people didn't believe that that was going to actually happen. So they looked at it and thought it was a joke and thought, oh, the black lady is saying this. This is never going to happen. And now these are the results of a lot of these same people not voting for Kamala Harris. Because Donald Trump said the other day, he was so sorry for the lady who died by these officers because her parents are Trumpsters and they love him. So he was so sorry for that. This him. He was apologizing. Before, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, she was radical, she was this, da, 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 da. But then once he found out the mom and dad was Trumpsters, then he's so sorry. I mean, somebody got to take the high road. Speaking of the high road, somebody got to take the high road. This is bad. Yeah, we got a midterm getting ready to happen. That's why I'm strongly considering running because, again, Jasmine Crockett is going to be running for senator. It's going to be a tough thing to win in Texas. We got another sister here running for senator here. Hopefully I'm going to bring her on the show. I'm going to let her tell y'all her name, which I think is a mighty fine sister. But we're somewhere on the level of Gestapos. If you go and do the research on Hitler's group called the Gestapos in Germany, it's no difference. There's no difference. There's no difference. So history is repeating itself. We say that we're in a country where the white nationalists are running it. What was white nationalism when Hitler was in power? Who did he have running around rounding up people? He had the Gestapo. Look it up. Tell me that there's not a direct correlation between the Gestapos and ICE. See, I go deep into history. That's why most of my peers is like, you need to run for office. You need to run for office. It's amazing as to where we're at right now. History is repeating itself. But here in America, I would have never thought that we would be practicing Gestapo tactics that they practice in Germany to put so many Jewish people in the concentration camps. Same thing. Gestapos were the one putting Jewish people in concentration camps and eventually killing them. And anybody that spoke out against them, the people, the Germans, they killed them too in the middle of the street. As a reminder, they were what they considered then as white nationalists. So white nationalists in this country, are we doing the same thing? So when Hitler got defeated and was kicked out of power, those things stopped. We're in some dark times, people. I'm glad Charles Barkley spoke out against it. It has to stop, unfortunately. Man. That's my show, ladies and gentlemen. I went over about an hour and 30 minutes. Hopefully I get back to the regular schedule program of doing 45 minutes on here. I want to thank you all for joining me today. This was a very difficult day for me. I'm glad you were here. Some of you in the chat helped me get through the first part of the show, to be able to get through this part of the show, because it was a very emotional time for me. And I enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'll be back on Wednesday for another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. Please remember to go to my YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe. That's Uncle Luke TV. Also go to my TikTok page, Uncle Luke 305. Don't tell me I'm getting choked up again. Also go to my Twitter, Instagram is the same name, Uncle Luke Real 1. Facebook, Uncle Luke fan page. I enjoyed it. In the words of Walter Cronkite, may the good news be yours. Peace. I love you all. Stay safe. See you on Wednesday. God willing.
Make the booty go, 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 pop, pop, make the booty go, pop, pop.
I need some bad girls. I'm gonna let y'all hear my new song. I need some bad girls. Come on, baby. Come on, right here. You and you. Come on with that, your fine ass.